Protests from furious factory workers in China demanding back pay are spreading across the country after President Trump's tariffs on Chinese imports began impacting the communist nation's economy. Unrest has been reported across the country as workers have taken to the streets protesting unpaid wages and challenging unfair dismissals following the closures of factories squeezed by U.S. tariffs, according to Radio Free Asia. Chinese industry leaders, meanwhile, are extremely anxious about the steep duties, with many telling factories and suppliers to halt or delay supplies. Wang Xin, head of an industry group representing more than 2,000 Chinese merchants, told the Financial Times. "It's not easy at the moment," a 26-year-old toy factory worker told the FT. His employer, in the Chinese city of Zhejiang, mostly sells to the U.S., and management recently forced workers to take 2 weeks off unpaid in the face of the tariffs. Last month, construction workers threatened to throw themselves off the buildings they were working on unless they received their unpaid wages in the northeastern city of Tongliao, Radio Free Asia reported. Elsewhere, a sporting goods factory in southern Hunan province also shut without warning last month, offering no compensation or social security benefits, leading hundreds of workers to go on strike, the outlet said. Protests in China have increased since the COVID pandemic as the country's economy has struggled to bounce back. Beijing-based activist Ji Feng, who was one of the student leaders during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests, told Radio Free Asia. Chinese authorities have acknowledged that the tariffs are impacting the country's economy. China's President Xi Jinping has also traveled to his neighboring countries in Southeast Asia as he looks to forge closer ties with Vietnam, Cambodia, and Malaysia in response. Similarly, China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi has reached out to his counterparts in the UK and the European Union. President Trump has insisted things were going fine with China, but it remains unclear whether any meeting between Trump and Xi will take place.